everyone. I am in rural Mississippi, along the Mississippi River in the Delta. Now I wanted to come here and explore a few towns right along the river. And the first town I saw on the map was Alligator. Alligator, Mississippi. I saw the name and said to myself, for the name alone, I'm going to visit this town. And so I started diving into the numbers, and I'm not going to lie, I was shocked. I have never seen numbers, statistics like this before. This has to be the poorest town in the country. So I'm going to drive into town and just show it to you, tell you about it a little bit. Let's see, there are about 250 people here. So it's small. A little more than a wide spot in the road. Median age is 29. That's pretty young. That surprised me a little. Usually these towns out in the middle of nowhere are basically dying and have a much older population, but not this town. 29 years old. In fact, 40% of the town is 17 or younger. 40%, almost half. 55% of the town is female, 45% male. 79% of the town is black, 21% white. Yeah, here's the town of Alligator's City Hall. By the way, it is named after alligators. There is a lake nearby that apparently is infested with them. And so that's how the town got its name. Here's downtown. Yeah, you can see not much going on here. Just a few buildings that are empty and abandoned. Across the street here is the post office. Now, for the numbers that will really shock you, let's start with per capita income. $11,500 a year. That's per capita income. That means that's what every person on this town lives on each year. A little over $11,000. That's $221 a week. Median household income is $19,400. That's $373 a week. That's household income. That's everybody that lives in a house. And I looked at the average, or how many people live in a household here, average 3. So 3 people per household living on $373 a week. That may be the lowest I've ever seen. I think it is. So, poverty. It's bad. Poverty in this town overall, 66%. But it gets a lot worse for children. For children 17 and under, the poverty rate in this town is 72%. I have never seen it that high before. Poverty that high. 72%. That's 3 out of every 4 kids here lives in poverty. For folks 65 and older, it's also the highest I've ever seen. 73%. Yeah, it's really bad. I dived into the numbers a little bit more. 24% of the town is married. The head of household surprised me a little bit. 32% of the town has a male head of household. 21% has a female head of household. And 23% are married couples. So I was expecting a really high percentage of single mothers. It wasn't that high. Everybody is poor here, I guess. It's all it's boiling down to. The median home value, though, is $102,000. Now you're seeing what I'm seeing and thinking, there's no way that's possible. Well, something like 90% of the homes here are worth less than $100,000. But there's, I think, 2 homes in this town that are worth over $500,000. And so they are jumping the number up. In fact, we drove by one of those homes right at the beginning here. An old U-Haul. Now I'm just going to drive around town a little bit. See what I see, or see what we can see. There's downtown again. Yeah, this is what a lot of the roads look like. Really narrow. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff there, don't they? Well, there's only 3, maybe 4 streets here. There's apartments there. Those don't look too bad. They got quite a few of them here. I'm guessing probably government housing. Is that what you guys would think? Again, I'm back in downtown. There's another street this way. It's a nice house right there. And you can see it's pretty big. Now, there's quite a bit of house back there. This is a nice house too. It's really nice. This is across the street. Well, I think I've hit a dead end. So I better get out of here. I am on the other side of town. Looks pretty good over here. Lawn's manicured. I wonder how much a house over here would sell for. I haven't seen any for sale though. Well guys, I have pretty much shown you this entire town. So got 2 more towns to show you. Yeah, so let's head to the next town. You can see they have harvested the cotton and they put it in big rolls. That is a lot of cotton, isn't it? Soon to be in a t-shirt or a pair of jeans, amongst other things. Cotton is still king here. This is all over the area. You see these rolls everywhere. All right, everyone, I am in Friars Point, Mississippi. The numbers for this town are pretty close to Alligator's. In 2000, there were 1,500 people here. Today there are 900. That's a pretty significant loss of population. 600 people in the past little over 20 years. However, the town is young. Median age is 28. So that's a bit surprising. In fact, 42% of the town is aged 17 or under. %98 of the town is black, 2% white. So here's incomes. Per capita income, $10,900 a year. I mean, I don't know how you can even live on that, but that's what they live on here. Household income, median, $20,400 a year. That's $392 a week. So that's everyone in a household. Their incomes combined, living on a little over $20,000 a year. There's the post office. I checked out how many people live per household. 2.4. So 2.4 people per household, living on not very much money. This is the downtown. So poverty, it's going to be high, right? Yeah, it is. Not as bad as Alligator, though. 54% overall. This building has some significance here. I'll tell you about it shortly. Let me go through the town here first and show it to you. But anyway, by the way, the Mississippi is right there on the other side of that flood wall or flood bank. I got an old store here. I'll come back around and give you another look. Anyway, okay, so poverty. Children 17 and under, it's 56%. And we'll just turn into a street, why don't we? Folks 65 and older, it is 39%. So while not as bad as Alligator, it's still bad. Some more numbers that tell the story. 20% of the town is married. Only 20%. U.S. average is 50. 69% of this town has a female head of household. You remember I told you that the town is 57% female. Only 4% of the town has a male head of household. 9% of the town has a married couple as head of household. So what that's telling us is this is a town of single mothers. Median home value is $45,000. You're definitely seeing that. No expensive houses in this town like in Alligator. I was looking around for the fire department. I was wondering if this is it. I don't know, there's no sign. They might not have a fire department here. Alligator didn't. An abandoned store of some sort there. Yeah, so a little bit deeper dive there. 84% of the homes here are worth less than $100,000. Now, the town has some interesting history, so I'll tell you about that. Pre-Civil War, this was the second biggest cotton shipping point, right behind Memphis. During the Civil War, this is where the Union Army staged the attack and siege of Vicksburg. Now, if you know your Civil War history, Vicksburg, Mississippi is one of the most important locations for the Civil War. When Vicksburg fell to the Union and then Gettysburg the next day, that signaled the end of the war. This was a blues center. Blues legends, Robert Nighthawk, Robert Johnson, Muddy Waters would all play in this town. Basically warming up for bigger shows in nearby Clarksdale, which was a blues mecca at the time. They played at the, what is it called? The Herzberg Drugstore, which is right here. Yeah, this is where these blues legends would play, right out here on the street, and then go on to Clarksdale, and from Clarksdale up to Memphis. A lot of amazing music history right there in that spot. It's pretty incredible. Also, not just blues music, country music. Conway Twitty. Those of you who are older, I know you know who he is. One of the most successful country artists of all time. 55 number ones. He was born here in this town. When he was 9 years old, he moved from here to Helena, Arkansas. I am heading there next. Yeah, I was driving through town and I saw this church here. Looks like it's got some interesting history. Let's see what the placard says. According to local tradition, New Prospect MB Church was established in the mid-1860s by a former slave named Catherine Armistead. New Prospect began as an independent church in which Methodists and Baptists shared the sanctuary, each having one Sunday during the month. Wow, cool. Let me back up and get another look at it here. Yeah, it's a pretty old church. Check out the glass in the windows here. That is amazing. Above the door too. It's awesome. So, one more number, I'm sure you're wondering, and that is crime. By the way, I didn't give you Alligator's crime numbers because none were reported. I mean, I couldn't find any crime numbers anywhere. I guess the town is so small that crime doesn't get reported. Maybe there isn't any. I don't know. Bethel AME Church. Here, crime, you're thinking it's probably going to be high, right? Poverty-stricken town? Nope, it's low. In fact, AreaVibes gives this town a A+ rating. Latest figures, 12 incidents per 1,000 people. U.S. average is 23. That's really low. Even better, here's the breakdown. Hey, fella. I wonder if he just got loose or he just runs around like he owns the place. Anyway, here's the breakdown. Of those 12 per 1,000, 11 of them are property crimes. Only one is violent. So the town has very low violent crime. I'm just kind of wandering around the town a little bit. I wonder what that was. Employed somebody once. There's a lot of cars just sitting at the side of the road in this town. There's like 3 or 4 I've seen already. Another old truck there. That's been there for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna head to Helena now. Like I said, that is on the other side of the Mississippi River in the Arkansas Delta. And well, wait till I tell you the numbers for this town. Yeah, it looks abandoned, doesn't it? With the massive population loss, you know, there's going to be a bunch of empty homes here. And there definitely are. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, aren't I? Let's head to Helena. All right, everyone, I'm about to cross the Mississippi River into Arkansas. And the Arkansas side of the Delta. Wow, what an awesome bridge, huh? Isn't that great? Now the river the other direction. Anyway, Helena is just a short distance on the other side here. We'll be there shortly. Such an interesting place, isn't it? Everywhere along the Mississippi River. It's just fascinating to me. Everyone, I am approaching downtown Helena, Arkansas. Helena, West Helena, actually. What they call it. It's the fire department right there. You can see this town is quite a bit bigger than the previous two. It is losing population, though, pretty steadily. Peak population was 1960. There were almost 12,000 people here. Today, there are 6,300. So that's almost half the town gone over the past, 50, 60 years. Median age is 36. The town is 54% female, 46% male. Per capita income, $16,100 a year. That's $310 a week. A little bit better, but that's still not much money to live on per person. Median household income, $25,700. That's $494 a week. So all the household, or everybody in the household, that's what they're living on. It's $500 a week, a little less. So poverty, is it bad? Yeah, it is. Look, there's one of those shoe store signs that, let's see if I can get it. There it is. Remember I saw that in Pocatello. Cool. Anyway, poverty, 43% overall. Wow, look at the condition of some of these buildings. Anyway, yeah, 43% overall. This empty storefronts. Wow. I mean, it looks kind of like a war zone, doesn't it? I'm getting sidetracked again, but the visuals are just, holy cow. Okay, 43% poverty overall. Children 17 and under, it is 62%. So that'll be third or fourth highest I've ever seen. Folks 65 and older, it is 18%. So not quite as bad for them. 34% of the town is married. 48% of the households have a female as the head of household. Only 5% male. 28% of the households are married couples. Median home value, we'll do that real quick, $71,000. Now I'm going to look around a little bit more. But the really bad numbers for this town is crime. Yeah, we'll do that here in just a second. This is a big grain center, obviously. When I was driving into town, I saw, at least 30 of these trucks waiting to load up on grain. And that's not an exaggeration. There were a ton of them. Anyway, let me turn around here. I've got an old train depot right here that has been renovated and is in good shape. Do like to see that. All right, so we better talk about crime. It is bad in this town. Latest numbers, 69 incidents per 1,000 people. That is compared to 23 for the US. Really high. Almost 3 times higher. Violent crime especially is bad. Violent crime here is 2454 per 100K. So how does that compare to the biggest cities or the highest crime cities in the US? Well, here's the top 10 list of highest crime cities. You can see St. Louis number 1 with 2,082. Detroit number 2. Baltimore. All of them a little over 2,000 crimes per 100K. Helena is over 2,400. If Helena was on the list, it would be number 1. Highest crime in the US. So without question, this is a dangerous city. Any way you look at it, you cannot pretend those numbers don't exist. That is really high crime. Shockingly high. And you can see the city. I'm showing it to you right now. It is obviously struggling. And I'm getting some Gary, Indiana vibes here. much smaller scale, but I mean, it's just looks post-apocalyptic. And it's Wednesday, about 10:30, yeah, 10:30 in the morning. So it's not like it's a Sunday or anything, but you're not seeing hardly any traffic on the streets. .67 degrees. What is that, 19 Celsius? So the weather's not bad. Anyway, yeah, there's another look downtown. Just decay and blight everywhere. This, well, it was in, looks like a motel at one time. That has long been abandoned. And sitting empty. Wow. Holy cow, right guys? Goodness gracious. Well, do I dare go look at some residential? Yeah, I think I will. Well, just out of downtown, seeing some pretty nice homes. Well, okay. Starting to change now. That was a beautiful home. It is sitting empty now. Looks like that caught on fire, doesn't it? Yeah, you just get a block or two off the main street, and this is what you start seeing. Now head back to the main street. Big beautiful houses again. Oh, these are really nice. Yeah, that's a huge home. Stately is the way you would describe that. There are some beauties mixed in here. Some that are not. Another house that looks like caught on fire. There's a lot of stuff on that porch. Am I right? Now let me head into a neighborhood again close to downtown. I honestly can't tell if anybody is living in these. I don't think so. A lot of these look like they're being returned to nature, don't they? Definitely a lot of empty ones though. And that is boarded up. And that is boarded up over there. Yeah, there's a lot of this here. again, this place has really got a Gary, Indiana vibe to it. Just a ton of decay. And houses that are falling apart. I'm about to come upon the Mississippi River. It's right up here. But anyway, just a lot of this. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? I've had some subscribers tell me that I need to come to this town, that I'll be shocked. You guys are right, all of you. Wow. There is a lot of urban prairie here. You can tell there used to be homes and businesses in these spots. They've been tore down. And they've got more they still need to tear down. That was a pretty little house back in its day. This looks like a abandoned church here that is being retaken by nature. Sure looks like a church, doesn't it? It is definitely done for. These at one time were amazing. That one is boarded up, sitting empty. I mean, that's $700,000 house in good shape anywhere else in the country. Just sits there empty. That was a beauty in its time. This is crazy, isn't it? Places like this. That's just the foundation left there. Making another trip through downtown, but I saw a mural here. I'm going to show you guys real quick before the video completely ends. It's right over here. I told you Conway Twitty moved here when he was 9 years old. How cool, they have a mural. Awesome, right? Alright everyone, so that will be the end of this video. We are heading into southern Mississippi next. Going to check out some towns there, including Hattiesburg. So that's coming up next. Be looking for those. We will see you then.